Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Meadsy69 and welcome back to the channel. Today, or this evening, we don't have replays. We are going to look at the WZ Blaze, which has come into store. Now, it's come into store at a very reasonable price. I mean, 4,500 gold for a tier 7 tank is a very, very, very good price. It is a good price. However, I don't like the tank. I don't like the tank at all. Still, if I didn't have the tank and it was for 4.5k gold, I'd probably still buy it because it's still a cheap tank at tier 7. The gun is nice. The gun is nice. It's a 122mm gun. It is nice, but it suffers with DPM. It suffers with, I mean, the turret only turns a little bit. It doesn't turn the whole way round. 2,100 DPM. I mean, the playstyle of this is, there's not really too many tanks to compare it with. But if I was to compare, I'd probably compare it kind of like with the Helsing. I know the Helsing is broken OP, but that's just the game style, the kind of gameplay with the way that, I mean, it's a TD and it's quite quick. However, the Helsing has like 2,600 DPM. This has 2,100. It does have 175mm of pen, which is reasonable. That's actually more than the Helsing, and it's the same as the SU122S. So, but the SU122S, which is the premium TD, has 3,300 DPM. This has 2,100 DPM. The speed is okay. The speed is okay. The aim time is actually okay. Dispersion is again okay. So stat wise, the tank on paper is okay. And Wargaming have been buffing it. They buffed it a few times. However, I just still think it's lacking something. I don't know what, but it's lacking something. It's the armor. You're not going to bounce. The only time you're going to bounce is if it's like just the troll bounces on the front of your, like underneath your gun sort of thing, or just above the hole where it sort of curves. Then there you can get some bounces. But other than that, you're not going to bounce too often. And people can HE your turret. They can HE the rear. No problem whatsoever. So it's nothing special. It's not a tank that I would go out and say, right, you have to go and buy this tank. If you don't own the tank right now and you're thinking about purchasing it, then all I can say is 4.5k gold is cheap. That is cheap for a tier 7 tank, regardless of if it's good or if it's bad. If the Vindicator or the Predator, the two tanks I hate the most, if they come for 4,500 gold, I would even then buy it. I would buy it because that is cheap and you are getting another tank. But the problem being with that is, even though I'm saying it's cheap, myself, I'm kind of a collector, and I know I own a lot of tanks, nearly 400 in fact, nearly 400 tanks, and I'm still missing a few. But if you wanted to buy this, and I know I'm saying 4,500 is cheap. Yes, it is cheap, but also that depends on you. That depends on you. If you're going to buy this tank for 4,500 gold and then never play it, then actually it's quite expensive. Whereas if you paid 10,000 gold for this tank, and this is the only premium tank you're going to ever play, and you're going to spam it for the credits, then yes, you can actually say that this is worth 10,000 gold. So it all depends. When people say tanks are cheap or tanks are expensive, you have to think about that when you're actually saying that. And I have said it a few times before, and I can turn around and say, for me, this is personally for me, it is quite cheap, but I'm never going to play this tank. I'm never going to play this tank. It's not a tank I look in my garage and think, you know what? Yes, Blaze, let's play it. Never. Ever, ever, ever. This is the first time I played the Blaze for years. And maybe I played it once or twice trying to get some footage in the past. But other than that, it's not a tank. It's a tank I just scroll through and don't even give it a second Don't even give it a second look. It doesn't even cross my mind to play the tank. I don't want to play it. It's not fun playing it. So why would I play it? It's a very difficult tank to carry in. If you're alone against 3 or 4, then you have to be very lucky to pull off a win. Now, this game on Castilla, we did make a mistake. We probably could have pushed left, but we wasn't to know how many tanks were to the right, so we could have pushed to the left. So as you can see now, it's a 2-on-6. It's a 2-on-6. We do take a nice blind shot there on the ISU to bring it down to a 2-on-5. The T-49's behind me. I mean, I've got an SP1C in front of me. There goes my AMX, and now all of a sudden it's a 1 versus 5. We do get a nice HE roll there into the SP1C, and now I'm just really trying to get away from the T-49 to see if I can just get some more damage. That was lucky there from the SP1C. That was very lucky. I went for the ram. I mean, that bounce there, he was shooting heat. The heat on the T-49, even though you're going to say, wow, you bounced 560. Yes, we did, but that was from a T-49. That was from a T-49 using heat, which the pen is absolutely shit on the T-49. He should have just shot HE at me, and he would have killed me with the splash damage. So it's not a tank you can really carry in. It's not a tank you can really carry in. And also, it's not really a tank that you sit at the back, just pretty much like I was doing there. It's not that kind of tank. For me, I play it personally like a Helsing. Now, this battle here, that Object 252U, this was one of my first games trying to make the footage, and when I had this first game, I thought, you know what? This is a shit tank. The penetration is shit. I can't even pen an Object 252U from the side. I think I'm going to shoot him twice more, and both times are not going to pen. And because of this, I was thinking, you know what, this tank is shit. The penetration is shit. But you know what, it's not. The penetration's all right. The gun is good. The gun is good. So it's just everything else. I think it could do with going a little bit quicker, to be honest, because it doesn't have much armor whatsoever. So I do think it does go 50 kilometers an hour. Don't get me wrong, it does go quite quick, but I just think that there's not many pluses for the tank except for the gun. So I do think it could go a little bit quicker, so you can get out of that trouble that you can find yourself in, because you're not going to bounce many shots. You're not going to bounce many shots, and the traverse isn't the greatest. The speed is, as I've said, the speed's okay. The speed is quite good, sorry. But for me, it's more the armor, the traverse, the gun. I mean, it would be a lot better if the gun was 360. It can turn 360, but as it happens, it isn't. So you have to make do with what you got. So this game we've got 3 kills, and there's just 3 heavy tanks left alive. So we went to go around for the Lerva, couldn't get him, so we are now going to turn back. Now, I'm not going to go and fight either the Defender or the Object 252U, because if I go fight the Defender, then the Object 252 will get me from behind, and vice versa. So I've decided to turn back around and go for the Lerva with my team, and that way, if he decides to shoot, there's only 1 gun looking at us, and not 2. So I did use actually my little brain there in this instant in the battle. So he gets taken away, and I didn't lose any hit points taking any shot on him. There's the Object 252. So now I'm going to go for the Defender with my team, because if my teammate shoots him, which he has, he's now a 1-shot. So we can take him out as soon as we turn around the corner for our 4th kill. And now it just leaves a 5 versus 1 with the Object 252U, which, as we know, is a great tank. People will say it's OP. The armor, I mean, just looking at this, the armor, it's a Russian tank. I mean, we're going to shoot the side, but that was my fault. That was my fault, or the aim. I actually hit the front of his hull at an angle. We're never going to pen that. That's pretty much an auto bounce. But here, I wanted to get behind him, really, because we know how troll the side armor is on all these IS Russian heavy tanks. And it got me. The armor got me. Unfortunately, we don't finish on the kill, but we do finish on 4 kills. We get the 1st class. We make some credits. A little bit, not a lot. So that is the Blaze, the WZ Blaze. 4,500 gold. It's cheap. It's not so cheerful, but if you want it, I mean, it's cheap. It's cheap if you want it. It's not enjoyable. It's up to you. It's really up to you if you want to buy the tank or not. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I'm Meadsy, and I'll catch you soon.